All right, good morning, Carver Cougars. It is Monday, April 13th. I really hope that y'all had a happy Easter with your family. So today we're going to review poetry. We're going to focus on understanding poetry and then also writing some poetry at the end. So, poets often use sensory language. Remember, sensory language is using your 5 senses, which are touch, sound, taste, sight, and smell, to understand the poet or author's experience. So we're also going to talk about sound devices, which are those sound words, those onomatopoeias. These are those words like crash, boom, that imitate a sound that it describes. So let's go ahead and start with part A, sensory language. Step 1 is to read the poem. Step 2, find sensory details below, underline them, and label them based on their senses. So this is just a reminder of what your 5 senses are. In the poem, it might have sight more than once, or it might have sound more than once. You're just have to read to figure out what sense Larios is appealing to. So let's read Outer Spaceman by Larios. He's as skinny as a toothpick. Skinny as a toothpick, we know that's sight. Go ahead and read the rest of the poem and then try to see what sense she's appealing to. Go ahead and pause your screen. So, he's as skinny as a toothpick, we know that's sight. But as tall as a giraffe. If you're talking about how tall an outer spaceman is, that is the title, that is the poet/author. Then that has to do with your sense of sight. Double check your work. He laughs like a hyena. If you're talking about someone's laugh, what sense is that appealing to? Sound. If that's his laugh. His eyes are like volcanoes. Volcanoes are usually like glowing and red, so that's another sense of sight. Line 6, he's as warty as a toad. So warts are like bumps. So if they're describing the bumps on the spaceman's skin, are they touching the spaceman or are they looking at the bumps on his skin? They're looking at the bumps on his skin, so that would be sight. That one's a little tricky, because I don't think the author or the poet is going to the outer spaceman and is like petting him like that. I don't think that's what's happening. 7, and he's standing there right there in the middle of the road. So double check your work. 2 is sight. Line 3 is sound. Line 5 is sight. And line 6 is also sight. Over here it says, what do you think the outer spaceman looks like? Draw an image that you created in your mind after reading through the outer spaceman. So using this text evidence, go ahead and draw a picture of the outer spaceman. Go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so there's no right or wrong answers to this side. We're just using our text evidence. He's as skinny as a toothpick. So if you think he's skinny and tall as a giraffe, He laughs like a hyena. If that's even his laugh. His eyes are like volcanoes, so maybe they're like red and glowing. Let me see if I have a red pen. Kind of creepy. He's as warty as a toad, so maybe he has bumps all over the place. And he's standing there right in the middle of the road. So, if you drew something like that, awesome. Let's go ahead and move down to part B. Part B, we're going to talk about onomatopoeias. An onomatopoeia is a word that imitates a sound that it describes. So basically, hashtag sound word. It says choose a word. So if it's a sound word, what sense is it appealing to? It's appealing to sound or your hearing, right? So let's go ahead. Choose a word from the bank to help complete the sentences. So off to the side, there's this little word bank. We have bark, chirp, clicking, roar, sizzle, and tick. One of these words is going to make the sentence make sense. So, the bird loved to blank a merry tune. We know that birds chirp. So that's why we would put that in the blank. The bird loved to chirp a merry tune. Go ahead and fill in the rest of the blanks and answer number 7. And then we'll talk about this in a moment. Go ahead and pause your video. So again, an onomatopoeia is a sound word. Let's go ahead and check what you got. Number 2 says, the tick of the clock kept me up all night. 3, the food on the stove made a nice sizzle. Number 4, she kept making a clicking noise with her pen, and it drove the teacher crazy. 5, the dogs like to bark at the cat. 6, something upset the lion and it made a loud roar. What sense do onomatopoeias appeal to? They appeal to your sense of sound. Okay. On the back, we have a new poem. Go ahead and flip to the back where it says Part C, put it together. It's called Open Hydrant. Label your text features. Wow, I see this illustration right here. What do you think this poem is going to be about? So first we have an illustration, and then there's water coming out, and this kid is happy. Go ahead, make a prediction. What do you think this is going to be about? Also, by the way, if you're doing online work on Teams, this quiz is online, if you'd like to take it there. So C, put it together. We have some new vocabulary. This is like a glossary. A vocabulary preview. So, summer's sizzle. The heat of the summer. So, what sense is that appealing to? Summer sizzle, if it's talking about heat. A little drizzle is small drops of liquid. Luscious just means very enjoyable. So, Open Hydrant by Mari Ridian. Water rushes up and gushes, cooling summer sizzle. In a sudden whoosh it rushes, not a little drizzle. First a hush and down it crashes. Over curbs it swishes. Just a luscious waterfall for cooling city fishes. Okay, so either you can answer this online or you can answer this in your packet. So open hydrant, read open hydrant, which we just did, check, and answer the following questions. So, all right, go ahead and pause your video, answer these questions, and then we will talk about part D. So in part D, we're going to write a special poem called an I Feel poem. I know that right now it's a very interesting time in history, and we might have different ways that we feel about it. Like you might be happy or sad or angry or anything. So grateful. So what you're going to do is write a poem about how you feel right now, just in this moment. Use sensory language and at least one onomatopoeia, one sound word, to describe how you feel right now. So here's my example. So I feel grateful. I wonder if my team and family are safe and have everything that they need. I hear my phone buzzing and ringing to help those with questions and desires. I want to be back in my classroom giving out live school points and preparing my students for the 4th grade. I feel grateful to be a part of the Carver community because we have proven that we have grit. We stand together apart. So I gave you the stems right here. Let's see, did you notice some repetition? The first line, we have the same feeling. And then the last line, my feeling was grateful. And the last line, my feeling was also grateful, but I explained why with that word because. So you decide how you feel right now and you write down your wonders, what you hear at home, what you want, how you feel, and why. So, all right. Good luck with this, and I can't wait to read these later. But if you need anything, please contact me on Remind or Teams in a message. You'll have a great day.